Right, hey guys, how are we doing? We are continuing with Totally Not Mark's review of the original Dragon Ball series. I'm really enjoying this. It's nice to see where the characters actually came from, because obviously I don't know little bits and bobs, but this is like giving you all the info. And this is got Fortune Baba in it, which is cool, because that was just a random character to me. I was like, who the bloody hell is that? This is going to be interesting. And from the thumbnail, it looks like this is where Tien comes in as well. So Chaosu's obviously going to be involved as well. So this is where all the recognisable characters, but not knowing where they came from, we're going to learn where they come from. So, let's do this. This is going to be sick. This is going to be sick, guys.
This video is sponsored by Current. Manage your money your way.
DragonBall, yeah. Okay.
Alright, look, listen.
Let's go.
I don't need to tell you this. You know I love Dragon Ball.
Yep.
And contained in this video are the arcs that
very apparent.
Dragon Ball as one of my favorite stories of all time. It's such a magical and terrific world full of bizarre, funny, heartfelt, and inspirationally powerful stories. Not to mention characters. And so today I'm taking an in-depth look at two tournaments.
Yo, that looks sick.
The first being Fortune Teller Baba's Champion Knockout Contest, and finally, 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai,
Yo.
the first world tournament since the last epic encounter between Jackie Chun and
Goku. Yeah.
The first time we're introduced to the intimidating and
Tien.
arrogant Ten Shinhan.
Ah.
Your socks, everyone, because
Chaosu.
diving in. I'm Toy Not Mark, and this is my review of Akira Toriyama's underrated and undefeated Dragon Ball.
Nice. Let's do it. Yeah. What? Let's go.
Fortune Teller Baba. The Red Ribbon Army arc, while very
Nice.
action
Not
and
a long
suspense-focused,
arc.
I thought lacked emotional resonance. In the first and second arcs I covered in this review series,
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned how my favorite aspects of both were what they brought to the table in an emotional capacity.
Yeah.
Goku sharing his memories of his grandpa in Pilov's castle because of his tragic circumstances, and in the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, Roshi's moving of heaven and earth in an effort to try and instill the right teachings in his pupils. These are all brilliantly subversive ideas that, in addition to the comedy and action, help to elevate all of the material being told far beyond what would have otherwise been achieved without it. Dragon Ball is very much a story of action and comedy, but without certain measured and appropriate levels of drama, almost all of the action loses its sense of weight. Tao Pai Pai's encounter with Goku was powerful because it was entirely driven by drama. Upa's father
like,
so Goku had to try to improve enough.
he has to do so much to get there.
Prevent him from doing more damage to more people.
Yeah.
And driven by that emotional resonance,
He sees someone die. It's like, whoa.
Success. However, as you may have noticed last week, I decided to quickly scan over Goku's attack on the Red Ribbon Army base, and I did so because that section was simply just action and comedy. There was virtually no drama involved, which I think is a crying shame. Goku just defeats the Red Ribbon Army, plowing through their ranks with hardly any resistance, and I decided to end it there because it was the end of the titular Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah, makes sense. That's why the story ends.
Well, for now. But what if I told you that wasn't the actual
So.
ending of the arc? One of the best aspects to the format Dragon Ball employs is that of using comedy and action as a vehicle for telling stories that have an emotional core.
Okay.
While the main action and comedic climaxes have reached their conclusions through the dismantling of the Red Ribbon Army themselves,
They're done, yeah.
there still exists the emotional climax to this arc. While many might consider this part separate from the prior Red Ribbon Army material,
Why,
this
what
arc
happens
still
next?
very much is intrinsically connected to the prior. Having begun with a less compelling desire from Goku to reunite himself with his Grandpa Gohan's Dragon Ball, eventually he amended that desire in lieu of the circumstances that befell Upa and his now late father. Pushing forth with gusto towards Fortune Teller Baba's dwelling in search of an answer for the final Dragon Ball's location, this portion of the story reminds us that while the arc was named after the Red Ribbon Army due to its pervasive pushback throughout the material, this story is still ongoing, and at its core,
So not quite
it's
finished.
yet to be resolved.
There we go.
So, let's get to the core.
Cool.
Essentially, the long and short of this particular portion of the story concerns the retrieval of the last Dragon Ball.
To
Where
make
is it?
the
The gang
wish.
doesn't know. It's unable to be located using the Dragon Radar for some reason, and so they go to Fortune Teller Baba's dwelling in the hopes that she can locate the ball using her powers.
Right.
This is our first time meeting this character. Her
Cool.
appearance is fun and quirky, and I just love the design.
She's class.
At first, this seems like a great solution to their problems. However, when the gang arrive to find out that they have to fight and defeat 5 champions chosen by Baba to get this privilege, the story once again turns into a tournament of sorts. Fans of Dragon Ball Super will recognize this knockout-style tournament format as it was used during the Universe 6 tournament against the likes of Frost and Hit. Unlike that tournament and those fights from Super, however, these are distinctly early Dragon Ball in both tone and execution for the most part. I'll show you what I mean. First up, Krillin versus Count Dracula.
Go ahead.
Krillin opts to hop in to kick things off with this challenge in the name of the hero team first against Count Dracula. All Baba champions follow this monster movie type theme.
That's amazing.
Krillin has some terrific gag humor that actually got some laughs out of me. There's not much to this fight.
He's buying his head.
And the establishment of
That's amazing.
Rules. Krillin loses, which means
No.
Dracula stays on, and up next, Poir and Upa.
No.
This fight is even shorter, though I will say its execution is cute. What
are they meant to do? Alright, okay, that's kind of cool.
Poir finally gets to do something, so
that's interesting.
Cool. And Upa, the person that's dictating the story's conclusion, also finds himself contributing to the ending. So that's nice, and I thought their involvement was clever.
That's class. Puar actually gets something to do. That's mental.
Dracula's eliminated, and to make room for
What?
Yamcha, Poir and Upa step down.
No
Next
way.
Up, Yamcha versus the Invisible Man. This fight is a really weird one, and boy is it a time. So Yamcha, someone that's already struggling with relevancy in the story, finds himself struggling against Baba's Invisible Man. The
Oh
only
my
significant
God.
instance from this fight is the notorious Bulma's boob panel. Gag drags Bulma and Roshi into the scene, and through the group's combined efforts, Krillin's idea lands a large amount of Roshi's blood over the Invisible Man.
That's amazing.
And seeing him and taking the victory. It's one of the most bizarre scenes.
That is so weird, but class.
The battle stage. Yamcha proceeds to the next round. His next opponent, the Mummy. Yamcha
Go
versus the Mummy, Baba's
ahead.
third champion, is perhaps the first major challenge to this group, and therefore
This is so
effectively
weird.
where the
What?
tournament actually starts. Everything leading up to this was preamble or comedic relief, and while comedy remains,
Oh, but the Mummy can actually fight. Oh god.
what with the battle stage literally being 2 giant stone demons sitting on toilets while tonguing each other, the rules to this one are
Oh no! Literally a toilet roll inside. What? Oh my god! You could literally make a joke, but it's not even a joke. Oh god.
And in this fight with the Mummy, Yamcha is quickly overwhelmed, making room for our main man G that dons the orange gi, Goku.
Oh my god.
versus the Mummy. There's some
What?
really nice panel work here and terrific use of the Mummy's powers to prevent him from falling off the stage. But in the end, this fight only serves to show one thing: how incredible Goku is and how blown away those in his friend group are at his overwhelming
Nice.
strength. In the end, Goku was too much. He advances. Baba's next champion is the Devil.
Devil
While
Man.
brief, much like the prior confrontation with the Mummy, Goku's fight with the Devil is interesting for 2 specific reasons, I think. Firstly, this Devil individual, as Roshi points out to us, is normally Baba's 5th champion, which means there's someone special waiting in the wings to come out as her 5th secret champion once Goku disposes of the Devil Man. It's a nice teaser for later, and at that point in the story,
That's
I was still
Gohan,
not
isn't
wiser
it?
as to who that surprise
Grandpa
fighter might be.
Gohan?
Another aspect that I thought was quite cool, also kind of funny, was that of the Devilman's secret weapon. This beam that he employs enlarges the impurities or evil in one's soul
And
until
Goku's gone on.
die. But what's cool about this is that it does nothing to Goku.
Yeah, there you go.
He has no evil.
Yo, it's like Luffy versus
What I found funny
Lightning
about
Dude.
this section was that of Baba's reaction. She seems to show tremendous concern for Goku's life and thought the Devil was going too far.
Oh wow.
Her feeling that way would be fine if not for the fact that the ring is designed to have people fall off to their death. If you don't want the fighters to die, then don't
Why have them fight there?
Baba.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
In this video, this arc surrounding Fortune Baba and her champions is very much the emotional climax to this arc, as well as the culmination of the through line to this entire story.
Good,
Across its narrative, Goku has traveled far and wide in search of what began as loose reasons born out of sentimentality in retrieving his grandpa's treasured Dragon Ball, and has now evolved into a virtuous quest to revive a friend's father. And having
Bless.
now fought and dismantled Baba's Devil, her former #1 champion, we sit and wait for a surprise 5th champion to make themselves known to both.
Oh my god, it can't just be Grandpa Gohan. Oh no, is it?
This is one of my favorite encounters in all of the
No
Dragon Ball
way.
story, including more into later in its series, it would have been a more relationship-focused story.
Oh my god, no!
Series, we've been made aware
It is.
of the life Goku once had, and through this long journey, we've grown to appreciate and understand the little monkey child and the bizarre habits he possessed. He had no one, but over time grew strong and made loads of wonderful
But who he had before?
friends. And one could argue because of the lessons his grandpa Gohan instilled in him.
Yeah.
And having started off this arc in search of an item that represents his grandpa, in the end, despite having to give up that for someone else, he still got what he wanted.
Oh, that's dead nice.
Goku versus his deceased grandpa Gohan
Wow.
is perfect. From the subtle hints leading up to the reveal
Oh, wow.
Goku's sense of smell, to Gohan reminding Goku to bow, all the way to the clever use of his knowledge concerning Goku's weak points. And while the fight is something in and of itself to marvel after, I think what I love most about this comes in the way of that subtle breadcrumb hint trail that leads to the outburst of emotion from Goku at its climax.
Oh,
He's
wow.
most definitely not the sentimental sort, nor is he the kind to lament over or think nostalgically about the past.
No, but...
But in this moment, it's really brought to the forefront of the story
Damn.
that he's a little kid and he missed his grandpa.
Yeah.
During a large portion of his life, all he had in the world
Was him.
was him.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, that's dead nice. Damn.
so either. I mean, with Dragon Ball Super paying homage to this very moment in Goku, while he was waiting for Frieza's arrival during the tournament to Power League,
Oh, yeah.
he relives the fight in his mind with his late grandpa by going through the techniques and poses used during the encounter. It's a moment that meant a lot to him, and when Gohan took that mask off, the joy in Goku
Same place as well. Wow.
smiling with a big hug is enough.
Wow. What?
He set out to find an important.
That is nice that Super did that. Oh my god.
He gave up on that goal for the benefit of another, and following that path, the young boy was reunited with his grandpa one last time.
That is amazing.
Beautiful story. Following the events here, and thanks to the help of Fortune Teller Baba, Goku manages to locate the final Dragon Ball, brings Upa's father back to the land of
Oh.
giving him the same experience he had when reuniting with his grandpa moments prior. And before the Dragon Balls fly off, I thought it was a great idea to have him catch the 4-star ball.
Wow.
Comes an end to both this chapter.
That's sick. Catches it on the way out.
The
Wow.
next time we see these characters, it will be
That's dead
3
clever.
years
Why don't
into the
people do that,
future,
like,
for the 22nd
more often?
Tenkaichi Budokai.
Oof. Tournament arc. That was dead nice. So he did fight his grandpa, but...
While I'm reading a story, I'll take a step back partways through and try to place myself into the shoes of the author. I'll ask myself
Right. How are they approaching it, kind of thing, yeah.
What's the next logical continuation? And the answer, while I was first reading this, was... I have no idea. We had just received the payoff of what I consider to be the story's longest-running narrative through-line so far in Goku reuniting and getting closure.
That was
for
nice. That's
his
dead
grandpa
nice,
Goku.
that.
This had been a question mark dangling over the series, and one Akira Toriyama slowly drip-fed information surrounding throughout the story until
Oh,
it
mate.
eventually came to a head.
Did not realise that
in
actually
the
happened. That's
period.
sick.
However, now looking back on this series in this retrospective review, I can identify what I thought was a terrific choice in story progression. From the beginning of the story through to the Fortune Teller Baba saga,
Whoa.
Goku dealt with the consequences of and received closure for a significant event in his
The
life.
animation's class on that. That's not from the original Dragon Ball. Where's that from?
Growth and finding friends through the things he loved most, like fighting. These were stories dealing with Goku's past and childhood development. But this next one, this next arc, marks the beginning of a new chapter in Goku's life.
Oof.
The 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai isn't about the past, it's about the future and the generation
New
that are
characters.
to inherit it. Immediately what sets this arc apart from the prior is expectation. We've been shown how this format works, and we're familiar with all the hero characters that are participating in
Yeah,
how
so
they
we
fight.
think we know
That
where
might
they're
sound
gonna
great
get.
and all, but it's actually terrible because
Where they're
there's
gonna
no
go.
surprise. These were the hurdles initially in front of Akira Toriyama when sizing up an approach to this tournament arc. I've spoken in the past about what I love tournament arcs for. The action for me is very much secondary to the opportunities it provides the characters and the journey they
Oh,
go
yeah,
on
definitely.
in this framework. And because Roshi, disguised as Jackie Chun, led the charge for the narrative last time, in him effectively being the point of view character struggling against the odds, it's only fitting that he remains a driving force this tournament arc too, with it effectively being his swan song. But that still leaves a number of other characters lacking any sort of surprise factor. We've just seen Yamcha and Krillin get benched easily in the first part of this video,
Yeah.
so we need a way to care about them again. Well, During the closing moments of the last arc, they all come up with a plan of action concerning the next World Tournament right around the corner. Krillin and Yamcha opt to train with Roshi, while Roshi specifically instructs Goku to train on his own around the world in the interim. While simple, this effectively achieves two things simultaneously. Number one, it gives Krillin and Yamcha a chance to improve their standing next to Goku and the upcoming tournament. And number two, having been effectively attached to Goku's hip the last while, we've become intimately aware of how strong he is as readers. So, removing him from the equation and skipping forward in time after the mysterious training Goku's undergone is another great way to create anticipation and secrecy.
Yes, we don't know either way. Yeah.
Level. These two modifications on the status quo following the last arc are important to take stock of and recognize certainly, but perhaps the most significant and memorable addition to this arc is through the introduction of one or two characters.
Tien and Chaozu. This is class.
Tien Shinhan, Chaozu, Yamcha, Krillin, Jackie Chun, the newly invigorated Son Goku, and a nasty relationship between two rival martial arts schools in the Crane and Turtle groups.
The Crane.
Question marks right before the beginning of the qualifying rounds. This.
Oh, so he's not quite bald because there's one hair. Is that a joke?
The qualifying rounds. Dashing back onto the scene, having just apparently ran from the other side of the planet, Goku makes his presence known with little effort, qualifying for the top 8, securing a spot in the quarterfinals.
Nice.
The purpose behind his dominance once again continues the trend established in the prior World Tournament that showed Goku not as the one to overcome adversity, but to instead empower him and to create a force for Roshi to overcome. At this point in the story, this is still very much where our heads are narratively. Can Roshi do what he managed to in the last?
Oh, Roshi ain't sure if he's strong enough to beat him again. That's interesting.
It's also made obvious that certain characters have grown physically, sporting different character designs like new haircuts and new outfits, with Yamcha and Bulma making that the most obvious change.
Ooh, they're getting closer. Ooh, she don't know Vampire yet.
Goku after putting his gi on in this arc. Nothing to write home
Nice.
about, right? He looks about the same as he did before. Well, he's actually a decent bit taller. The pose he takes here in this panel is drawn specifically to evoke memories of an
so he copied it, but that's class. That's absolutely class, that.
The exact same pose around that same time of the tournament demonstrates his appreciation for the clothing.
That's really cool.
These panels and you'll see for yourself the difference in Goku's new.
That's really, really cool. Attention to detail.
That the others didn't.
Boom.
Quite a variety of significant things to concern ourselves with as readers. We want to know what Yamcha and Krillin are capable of. We want to see Goku's new power, and we want to see how Jackie Chun will contend with the.
Yeah, what happens now?
But really, the wrench that's thrown into this cacophony of conflict has to be Tien Shinhan, Chaozu, and the Crane School. Chaozu is creepy. The Crane Hermit is
weird,
cruel,
yeah.
and Tien Shinhan is the embodiment of their collective teachings. And how this individual imposes his will on all the questions we have concerning the Turtle School is what brings about the best in the story. With him immediately setting his sights on Yamcha and Chaozu.
Is that Devil Man?
Because of this, we immediately have something that sinks
Is that
into
Devil Man? That seems like a
for the quarterfinals.
from Devilman Crybaby original, like, was that the joke there? Oh, okay, remember. Oh, like they were able to manipulate stuff in Z with the tournament leading to Boo. Whoa! Go ahead.
The choreography and use of space in this fight is something else, with the companion fight in the anime sporting some outstanding animation and artwork. It's clear to see how far this tournament has come since the last one, with the level of fighting prowess on display throughout. However, in the end, Tien Shinhan comes out victorious, satisfied with the result, having thought Yamcha was the school's best.
Well, of course he has to, I suppose. New character needs to progress.
He perceives to be the only other challenger that's worthy of his time.
Damn.
Winner of the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, Jackie Chun, as he squares off against his quarterfinals adversary, Manwolf.
Oh,
Manwolf
okay.
versus Jackie Chun.
He's got to win.
Early matches that have focused on comedy throughout this story, I think Manwolf versus Jackie Chun is one of the greats. It's by no means visually interesting or close.
Got his funny
It's
moments.
a short, funny encounter that establishes a premise, plays with it, and eventually pays it off, never to be seen again. It exists to communicate a short joke, and it's great at being that, I think. Essentially, this dude Manwolf is a reverse werewolf in that it takes a full moon for him to turn into a human again. And
that's hilarious.
blowing up the moon in the prior tournament, allowing him to never become a human again.
Oh no! Revenge! That's really, really funny, but then when Z comes around.
Shinhan's
So let's not worry about that.
his assessment of these fighters and begins acknowledging their abilities in their own right. More so with Goku, but this fight has some stuff too worth discussing. I think this might be the only fight Chaozu participates in where he looks in any way.
Damn, he's quite like intimidating with the blasts.
Particularly in how he communicates his sudden and quick movements. That coupled with some unconventional and never before seen attacks.
Jeez, he is dead weird.
Time and time again. However, thanks to his ability to think on his feet and Chaozu's inability to do so, Krillin confuses the little psychic long enough to score the victory. It's not a super impressive fight by any means, but there's some funny jokes and it really leans into Krillin.
Go on, Krillin.
Strategist than an actual fighter.
Yes.
Panput versus Son Goku. Something I neglected to mention during Goku's qualifying matchups was that he matched with a former winner of the tournament.
Oh.
And in the blink of an eye eliminated him with absolute ease.
Class.
This trend continues with the character of Panput, a prodigy pegged to be the next best thing in the martial arts world.
Alright, okay.
With all of the promise and accolades attached to his name, Goku, once again without any trouble, totally dismantles him in front of everyone, securing
Bam, take that.
tournament alongside the likes of Jackie Chun, Tien and Krillin. What I like about the ending of this fight was that it mirrored Tien qualifying display, where all the Turtle students remark at the number of strikes he lands leading to his opponent's loss.
Right.
In that same way, with Goku's victory, Tien remarks in amazement at the speed and number of strikes Goku lands to secure his victory. In this moment, Tien
Oh, right, so it was one of those where it's like when Goku and Roshi fought. It's like, all this stuff happened so quickly and we couldn't even comprehend it.
Remembered in the annals of Dragon Ball history, or at least they very well should be. Featuring fights between Goku and
mates.
Tien and Jackie Chun. They are both terrific fights with a lot of narrative and emotional weight behind them. And for me, these semi-final fights are the anchor of this entire arc.
Whoa.
Tien versus Jackie Chun. A significant driving force behind the actions Tien and the Crane School take is that of dominance. Tien has been taught to crush and has been encouraged to humiliate anyone that would dare think they could be superior to him. And I personally think that specific aspect of his character, that character flaw, is precisely why this fight against Roshi is one of the best in the series and the perfect send-off to the Jackie Chun persona. A running theme that's been following Roshi like a shadow as he engages in training with his pupils and the various tournaments has been that of succession and responsibility. Since the story began, he's been the almost reluctant holder of the title responsible for the Earth's well-being. It's a responsibility that's become his through the strength he sought to achieve in his youth. And keeping all of that in mind, it recontextualizes to a certain extent his teachings with Krillin, Goku, Yamcha. As soon as Goku releases his first Kamehameha, Roshi acknowledged Goku as special and came out of his isolationist lifestyle.
He's like, right, okay, we're doing this.
With what he believed to be a promising new generation. And in pulling that thread, it led him to this fight with Tien once again in a tournament to help foster the next generation. Only this time, something feels different. Throughout the battles he's witnessed during the build-up to this tournament, as well as Baba and before, Roshi has consistently been blown away by what others, predominantly Goku, have been able to do. Before he goes to face off against Tien he takes the time to have this interaction with Goku and Krillin concerning Panput.
Panput was definitely an incredible fighter. Only in terms of unconscious strength. That's how unbelievably strong you've both become. Right.
And so, going into this battle against Tien all he needed was a little push. And a push Tien most certainly gave him. This battle is awesome. Roshi once again is forced to get serious and throw out all sorts of tricks to push Tien until Tien shows him something he wasn't expecting.
What? Oh shit!
Is stupendous, and what's more is Roshi takes this as an opportunity to try and convince Tien that his talents are better served elsewhere. Punctuated with a choice from Roshi.
If he's blasting something that's gonna he's not in control. Oh, he bows out.
Leaving Tien with the knowledge that he did so without using his full power. Brilliant fight, brilliant.
Whoa! Wow, he stopped a blast that would he didn't want the fight to, wow. Flashbacks. Oh, mates. No way.
A piece of dialogue that caught my attention was something Roshi said to Tien during Goku and Krillin's fight, as well as Tien's response.
If I continue to fight, I indeed might have lost.
This is something I think modern Dragon Ball loses sight of personally. With the introduction of characters like Vegeta later on down the line, the narrative flirts with the notion that pride is not only okay, but it's a path that's worthy of going down.
Yeah.
When in reality, pride is nothing but the source of shame. And it is precisely what this moment between Tien Shinhan and Roshi points out. I honestly missed this philosophical angle the story would take, and its positioning within the opening of Krillin and Goku's first ever match was something I thought perfectly echoed that scene's
mate.
as his two students proceed into battle not with the sole ambition of winning or being the strongest, but to instead test their abilities against someone they respect.
Yeah, like, let's see how we've gone. Oh, this is sick.
These semi-finals following a loss, not with a sense of disappointment or shame, but instead with a feeling of deep comfort, knowing that the future is bright with these impressive individuals.
There's more great fighters on the way.
Goku's fight with Krillin is something to behold. The camaraderie demonstrated both off and on the fighting stage is heartwarming, but the respect each competitor shows each other is remarkable. With Krillin asking Goku not to hold back or he won't ever forgive him, and Goku claiming that this is the most fun fight he's ever had.
Blinding.
Both the manga and anime making full use of their
His head's so
mediums.
blinding.
The philosophy surrounding this fight, as I mentioned, is fantastic, but once again, it is yet another fight that has some stupendous choreography. Exploiting every angle and utilizing some unique uses for the Kamehameha from both competitors. Goku using it as a booster to give his punches power, and Krillin using it defensively to create an opening for him to grab his
that's
tail,
sick. Go ahead.
leading into the strategic workarounds in his persona. Unluckily for Krillin, however, in the 3 years since they last saw each other, Goku removed that weakness. Once that option was removed, Krillin was simply outmatched by the young fighter. Goku emerges victorious with a nice bit of writing between the referee and Goku to cap everything off at the end. The referee says to Goku, the next match is the championship round. Would you like to take a break? And Goku responds puzzled, I don't care. Goku very much valued that fight, but it by no means pushed him at all.
Yeah, he's just like, alright, okay, here's the next one.
The finals.
Oh,
Son Goku
mate.
versus Tien Shinhan.
You say that.
The beginning of this fight is filled with strategy and counters. Initially losing early on, Goku
I'm starting to appreciate why people really like the fights in Dragon Ball. Like, it's not just like flashy blasts. I mean, you've got them, but like, there's a lot of actual physical like blocks and punches and stuff. Like, it's very much apparent. You see.
As a young kid, he was criticized for not thinking things through and charging in head-on, but right here you can see the strategy he's employing. He's aware that this opponent is powerful and has the ability to fly. He might dodge it, he thinks. This fight will be a long one, and he needs that energy. Towards the beginning of this fight, Tien Shinhan, particularly when it comes to the vanishing technique Goku uses and has used against Krillin in the past, he immediately recognizes the move from the fight and counters it immediately. But
Go ahead.
as the fight wears on, Goku implements similar applied
Oh my god. He doesn't care.
Roshi sunglasses, allowing him to land a heavy blow onto
That's amazing.
It's massively fun, and I love the pervasive use of callbacks to earlier points in the arc. And this fight apart, every fight from the qualifiers up until now have been relatively short, lasting no longer than a chapter or two. And
oh wow, okay, so keep it short and sweet.
Ample time to breathe, it feels all the more significant and huge as a final. It feels like a massive occasion. The fight isn't over in an instant. It lasts long enough to tell a story, and for us as an audience to feel the rhythm of that story. Tien's impressed. Tien gains the upper hand. Goku's impressed.
Yo, this looks amazing though. This looks like class.
Concerning this encounter, and really this entire tournament has concerned itself with the struggle for Tien Shinhan's soul. During Roshi's fight with Tien Shinhan, a large part of it focused on Roshi trying to instill some sort of lesson in the young fighter, recognizing that he has so much potential as a martial artist despite his horrible master. And during this fight with Goku, his allegiances are tested in ways he never anticipated.
Whoa.
This is an important moment, not simply because it finally creates a moment for Tien Shinhan to distance himself from the Korean school, but instead because it sets in motion a trend whereby the villains secure their own downfall.
Next Budokai review,
this narrative choice, and it is by far and away my favorite narrative tool to dispose of villains, not just in Dragon Ball but the wider world. I first noticed this technique used in the film Tarzan as a child when Clayton, the story's villain, through his blind, hate-filled pursuit of Tarzan, inadvertently hangs himself.
Yeah, he is his own undoing. The desperation.
And amplifies the hero's virtues.
Yeah.
And in Dragon Ball, later this technique will be used to bring
Oh, Freezy could have like just not had that happen to you.
Dragon Ball, we see the impetus for this narrative technique. Master Crane demands that Tien kill Goku, not understanding his pupil or the honor he wants to conduct this match with. And despite his screams for murder, death, and revenge, he gets a Kamehameha courtesy of Master Roshi, sending him flying. I love this scene. Following this, Tien brings to light techniques Goku could never have imagined, sprouting 2 additional arms, creating instances where Goku can't defend himself, but primed us as an audience for swerves like Goku using his tail as a 5th appendage to even the odds. This is such a fun and creative fight, and honestly,
that's cool. That's dead cool.
More creative implementation of maneuverings in modern Dragon Ball fights. They offer so much entertainment, and to think that these are concepts or relics.
So good, so good. Go ahead, lad.
Honestly, quite sad. Everyone nowadays wants their latest transformations or flashy beams, but back here, we had legitimate strategy using moves never before seen in the story. It makes the world feel so incredibly colorful. That is until the climax to this fight.
Boom.
For when Tien bellows the name of this technique, the color is zapped from the faces of Chaozu
Whoa.
and Roshi, respectively. Terrified both for Goku and Tien. There are so many ups and downs to this fight. At this point, it's clearly the most intense in the series, made evident by the number of story beats and the fact that the stage has been disintegrated. But narrowly having jumping high into the air, Goku remains.
Go ahead, lad.
And Goku readies one last Kamehameha.
Come on.
One he saved for such an occasion earlier. But instead,
to go towards him.
Has an answer for that technique, as made evident in his prior encounters. Goku once again finds a creative use for the blast.
Whoa.
And he can't fly fast enough to evade a blow propelled by the force of Kamehameha. He launches himself like a rocket towards the weary fighter. They both hurtle towards the
That's
ground.
amazing.
The first to touch down loses. Goku manages to expel just enough energy to put himself above Tien when...
Oh no.
First reading this, I was stunned. Given the subject philosophy of the prior world tournament, it stood to reason that he would lose the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. I mean, come on, it was his first, and that was the lesson of the outing at the end.
But he lost the second.
To lose it again for a second time.
Oh, mates.
I was stunned. Every fight leading up to this encounter had Goku like a powerhouse.
That was so
and to have him lose here
that's really good though.
in a questionable manner was stunning for me to read first time through. The fight was incredible. It had some interesting narrative choices and was the single best visual fight Toriyama had produced to date in my estimation. But, somewhat remarkably, this arc wouldn't be remembered for this fight, but instead remembered for its aftermath.
Why? What the... Oh. I've heard that Krillin dies in some part of Dragon Ball, so this way... Is it drawn? The dragon? The thingy with the wings?
The unthinkable has happened. A terrific tournament has ended in tragedy. Next week, I will cover what many consider to be the very best original Dragon Ball has to offer.
Oh, wow, okay,
I'll
okay.
dive into the King Piccolo arc
There we go.
and beyond. I'll see you there.
That... that sound boss. I'm loving, like, hearing these original stories. That was class though. I do like that. Like Goku did that thing and bam, and then yeah, just hit the floor last. That's like whoa. Because there's the thing, Goku's lost a lot of fights and people don't seem to realise that. Geekdom's done a really good video on the times Goku lost. So like people always give this whole like weird thing where like Goku wins all his fights. It's like no. No, he does not. So that's boss, and that was a really cool review on that story. That was really nice to see that. It's really awesome too, like I say. It's nice to see the original story, because I'm very well like addressed with Dragon Ball Z. So I'm definitely going to watch the Z reviews. If he does them afterwards, that'd be absolutely class. But yeah, this is learning how we got to that story that we all know. Come on, we all know it. So thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, a link is in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask to help support the channel. Greatly appreciated, and thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe already. Leave comments down below. Let me know I should watch and discuss some YouTube videos, and I'll see you guys, just all you guys, next time.